Thomas Tuchel plays down Jorginho injury fears after Chelsea beat Leicester City. Thomas Tuchel has played down the extent of Jorginho's injury following Chelsea's 3-0 victory over Leicester City on Saturday. Goals from Antonio Rudiger, N'Golo Kante and Christian Pulisic secured a comfortable win for the Champions League holders at the King Power Stadium. Jorginho was forced off with a suspected hamstring injury during the closing stages of the win over Leicester, but Tuchel is confident the midfielder will be available for Chelsea's Champions League fixture against Juventus on Tuesday. When asked if Jorginho is considered a doubt for his side's next match, Tuchel told Chelsea TV, "I absolutely don't think so because he said he feels like, it was, cramps. In the moment I would say absolutely no muscle injuries and for that, he's no doubt for Tuesday." Tuchel also said he was pleased with Pulisic and Hakim Ziyech, who combined for Chelsea's third goal against Leicester. "It's one of Christian's key qualities, to arrive exactly like that, not only in the box but also in the 6-yard box. This is a top quality from him," said the Chelsea manager. "He gives something of course in terms of sprints, repetitive sprints, intensity on and off the ball. But in the end of the attacks he is hungry to score, he arrives in the box and this is where we need players also, to be dangerous and to score. I'm very happy that, after a long time when he suffered from coronavirus and injury, that he is back and decisive straight away, and I'm very happy also for Hakim, who deserved to start, that he was again involved with an assist." How Edouard Mendy has already matched Chelsea legends' record after Leicester triumph. Chelsea stretched their lead to 6 points at the top of the Premier League thanks to a 3-0 win away to Leicester City on Saturday afternoon. It was one of the best performances of a Thomas Tuchel side since his arrival at the start of the year and will have undoubtedly sent a message to the likes of Liverpool and Manchester City. But while it was not his toughest game, Edouard Mendy was still called upon to make a number of impressive saves, most notably from a vicious Daniel Amartey strike from long range. The Senegal international has become one of the world's best shot stoppers since making the move to Stamford Bridge, and he added yet another clean sheet to a staggering record. He is a player previously branded by Joe Cole as the Blues' most important as well. "I would say he's Chelsea's most important player," Cole said on BT Sport after the 7-0 win against Norwich. "When he goes away on international duty and Kepa plays, I think Kepa's a good keeper, but if that quality dips then I think Chelsea could struggle. Mendy's standing on the shoulders of giants right now. He's made a big impact, as much as any other big signing in recent years." In what was his 60th appearances, Mendy matched the record Petr Cech boasted at the same point of his career. Like Mendy, Cech made the move from Rennes, signed by José Mourinho at the beginning of that dominant 2004–05 season. That title-winning side have been compared to Tuchel's current outfit, and this latest record will only further those comparisons. After both players moved from Rennes, both went on to keep 35 clean sheets in their first 60 games. Chelsea stars Chilwell and Kante prove they were right to leave Leicester as they haunt Old Club and silence Boo Boys. It was a thing of nightmares for Leicester fans at their home in the King Power Stadium on Saturday lunchtime, with Premier League leaders Chelsea coming to town. The Foxes were in high spirits before the game and making plenty of noise as the match kicked off, but there was a reoccurring theme. There was regular moans, groans, and boos every time Ben Chilwell or N'Golo Kante got the ball, both of whom are former Leicester players. Whilst Chilwell was more getting the brunt of the boos, Kante carried on and silently went about his business. But instead of being put off by the boos, Chilwell upped his game and decided to haunt his former team. He should have actually scored early on when he broke through and hit the crossbar, which was of course greeted by jeers and boos by his former fans. But Chilwell would soon be laughing the hardest as he delivered the cross that saw Antonio Rudiger grab the opening goal for Chelsea. Chilwell's smile said it all, and there was no question that he was going to celebrate hard a goal scored against his former club after the poor reception he received. Since leaving Leicester, Chilwell has become a European champion, already justifying his decision to leave. Another player who has done that on more than one occasion now is N'Golo Kante, who also decided to pop up and haunt his former team and former fans. Kante rarely scores, and I doubt he will ever score a goal as good as this one again, and ironically he just so happened to do it against his former club. He burst through to put Chelsea 2-0 up, and again, his face was beaming and he was always going to celebrate that. The West Londoners were just far too good for Leicester and showed the clear gap between the two sides, and perhaps reinstated the reasons why once again players like Kante and Chilwell left the club in search of further success and further trophies. Chelsea star Antonio Rudiger reveals the promise he made to his son before Leicester win. Antonio Rudiger has revealed that he made a promise to his son before Chelsea's dominant 3-0 Premier League win over Leicester. Rudiger has been a mainstay for the Blues in the Premier League so far this term, having started 11 of the club's first 12 top-flight matches. The Germany international gave Chelsea the lead at the King Power with a looping header from a Ben Chilwell corner after peeling away from the goal line into the 6-yard box. Further goals from N'Golo Kante and second-half substitute Christian Pulisic gave Thomas Tuchel's side a comfortable victory, in a game where Blues goalkeeper Edouard Mendy saw very little action. Speaking after the win, Rudiger revealed that he told his son that he'd score against the Foxes, before explaining the tactics behind the goal. "I felt confident going into this game and I promised my son that I would score, definitely, and I did. It is good and I helped the team, it was a very good performance," he said. "We analyzed them and saw this as a weakness of them, and we capitalized of this. We worked on it and we scored, it's good." The result extends Chelsea's lead at the top of the Premier League table to 6 points, with teams around them having to play later this weekend. However, the Germany international added that he and his teammates were not bothered by other results. "It's just about us, we have to do our job and that's what we have to focus us. Teams like Man City and Liverpool. The Premier League is full of surprises, so you just have to focus on yourselves and do your job." Rio Ferdinand also sends message to Chelsea over Antonio Rudiger contract after Leicester masterclass. Speaking on BT Sport after the Leicester game, Ferdinand said, "Well, I think they've got to pay him, so he is feeling that he's getting paid what he feels he should be, which is at the upper echelons of the squad. Wherever the highest earners are, I think he sees himself as part of that. If you look in this squad of players you wouldn't want to lose, for a number of week or a number of games, he'd be one of the first on your list in terms of you'd want to keep him in there. Because his influence, he's aggressive, he sets the tone a lot of the time, and when they need to shut the door at the back he's normally the one who puts his foot in where it hurts." Thomas Tuchel speaks out on Hakim Ziyech's Chelsea future amid transfer speculation. Thomas Tuchel has insisted Chelsea have no thoughts of letting Hakim Ziyech leave Stamford Bridge in January. Ziyech has battled for regular action ever since making the £35 million switch from Ajax in 2020. The 28-year-old has been linked with a loan deal in the January window, but Blues boss Tuchel has rejected the notion. "At the moment here in Cobham there are no thoughts about his future," said Tuchel ahead of Saturday's game against Leicester. "There are no thoughts about a potential change, swap deal or whatever in the winter. I have talked to nobody about that here in Cobham. Hakim was not in my office expressing a wish like this, so right now, he is a full member of the squad. He is an important guy, a very talented guy, a very ambitious guy, and he's a full part of our squad. He was last season, he is this season, and we expect the very best of him all the time. But it's tough competition. I cannot let everybody play all the time 90 minutes, it's simply impossible." Ziyech starred in Chelsea's preseason action, scoring in the Blues' penalty shootout win over Villarreal in the UEFA Super Cup final. But he playmaking forward lost a lot of time and momentum to a troublesome shoulder injury and is only just now working back to his best. And Tuchel believes the Morocco star's situation is very simply explained. "It's very easy. I said many times he was brilliant in preseason," said Tuchel. "He had an injury which was a huge setback. He played after the shoulder injury with pain and with huge protection which kept him from being totally free, which is necessary for his game and movements and position and style of play. Now he's stepped up in the last games. We had some injuries and he took the chance to have more game time. He was decisive, he assisted, he scored. It's good."
That is all just news today. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.